Great. Good afternoon, everyone. So you're very welcome to iCRAG 2021 and my home as it happens. So I hope you have enjoyed the day so far and are looking forward to our breakout sessions that are coming up shortly. So earlier today, you heard from our iCRAG director, Professor Murray Hitzman, who summarised the key achievements of iCRAG1, of which there were many, and looking ahead, things can only get better. So like all good research programs, ideas evolve. And I'm here today as Deputy Director of the Centre to overview this evolution of iCRAG in the form of iCRAG2, which is an ambitious and exciting programme involving more diverse research and researchers with a common goal of working towards a sustainable future. So let's get stuck in. So here we have what iCRAG2 in a nutshell. So this infographic you will see has three distinct yet complementary research challenges. And these are Earth system change, Earth resources, and Earth science in society, which really mimic the whole idea of sustainability, creating a favourable balance between the natural environment, economics, and society. So from my perspective, you can also look at this infographic as a timeline of sorts. So we have Earth system change, which is looking at where we are and the state of our natural world. We have Earth system resources, which is looking at where we want and need to be. And we have Earth science and society, an important part of the centre, which is looking at how we can get there. So as you can imagine, and I'll go into a bit more detail in a few moments, the science, engineering and technical abilities required to perform research under these three huge areas is phenomenal. So research that is undertaken is crucially supported by platform technologies. And these are listed at the end here, and they range from geophysics and geochemistry all the way through to geodata, geomodeling and geosensing. So in all, this relatively simple infographic actually represents a wholly complex, proactive and innovative research program to help create a better world. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what iCRAG2 has in store. So this is our first challenge, and it's called Earth System Change, and it focuses on climate and environment, connected waters, geomarine environments, and environmental geoscience. So this mammoth challenge hosts projects ranging from climate change and its impacts, water quality and quantity, oceanic biogeochemistry and marine acoustics, all the way down to things like geoscience and health, climate action, and soil science. So projects hosted under this challenge provide invaluable insight into the baseline and projected impacts of environmental change on Earth system processes, and by default then people, all of us. So research within this challenge is naturally, as you can imagine, mapped to several sustainable development goals, and outputs of this challenge will inevitably lead to science-led guidance for effective policy and management strategies to safeguard our natural world and protect the resources that we rely so heavily on, whether we realise it or not. Our next challenge then is called Earth Resources, and this is divided into energy transition and raw materials. So if you remember from the iCRAG2 overview infographic, this challenge represents where we want to be, working towards a low or zero carbon society for a sustainable future. So for energy transition, we have a keen and strategic focus on renewable energy and assessing energy potentials in the forms of things like geothermal energy and de-risking existing renewable energy strategies such as wind energy. So here in iCRAG, we recognise that the shift to a zero carbon society is not something that happens overnight, and it is no way in any shape or form easy. So we also focus research on things like carbon reservoirs, sequestration and storage, and natural gas hydrates. So we're interested in investigating complementary solutions to reduce carbon emissions and help mediate rising global temperatures. In a similar vein then, iCRAG recognises the challenges that come with a shift away from the status quo and undertakes research into areas relating to raw materials, acknowledging that sometimes you have to take if you want to give. So for example, and it was mentioned in the session just before this, if we want to get the most out of wind energy, we have to be able to store that energy. And this requires high capacity batteries, which are fueled and made from critical raw materials that need to be found and they need to be extracted. It's plain and simple. There's also a focus on mineral extraction, as in iCRAG1, with the development of new internationally applicable geophysical techniques and models. So research is also being undertaken into the increasingly topical, which we also heard about already, and always important area of building materials, asking questions like, how can we ensure the integrity of construction materials in Ireland? And how can we reduce the carbon footprint of things like concrete? So this section, Earth Resources, helps us figure out what we need and how we can utilize resources in the most sustainable manner, whereby society benefits, it is economically viable, and where all the costs are weighted relative to a gold standard of environmental protection. The last but certainly not least challenge is a big one, and it's a really nice addition to the centre, is earth science in society. And it's important to reiterate at this point that while we have these three challenges, they are not standalone, and they're symbioses and collaborations across all research teams within iCRAG2. And this is especially evident through this challenge, which by absolute necessity is woven throughout the centre. So earth science in society focuses on people, perceptions, and policy. It delves into geohazards and geoengineering, which impact society. And crucially, it shines a spotlight on responsible and responsive decision-making through evidence-based research. It aims to challenge the perhaps ill-conceived perception of geoscience and repaint the discipline as the broad, inclusive, and vital area of science that it actually is. So as you can imagine, earth science in society is wholly interdisciplinary, creating this kaleidoscope image of geoscientists, engineers, social scientists, chemists, economists, you name it, which inevitably makes the centre stronger through diversity, different perspectives, and importantly, new ideas. So as I kind of said before, and I mentioned at the start, all of this is enhanced and made possible through the support of our platform technologies, which concentrate world-leading expertise across these 5 platforms. So this invaluable support allows for the creation of cross-disciplinary research, which is not only effective, but is efficient and is constantly evolving. So these distinct platforms pave the way for the groundbreaking research we are certain will come out in iCRAG2. So why would you want to work with us? So really, iCRAG is a unique centre and arguably the broadest research centre funded in Ireland, and this is nothing but a positive. So we are experienced at working with industry, ranging from small to medium enterprises, all the way up to multinational corporations. And working with iCRAG means having access to brilliant people who want to make a difference. So as mentioned already, we're wholly interdisciplinary, which means that not only can we assist with research, we can likely enhance it. We've state-of-the-art equipment across 8 different institutes with a purpose to develop cutting-edge solutions that will move us forward. To make life a bit easier, we have tailored funding models to suit you, and these are supported by Science Foundation Ireland, which means for a relatively small investment, you can gain a monumental return. Importantly, it's an opportunity to develop mutually beneficial relationships. So it's absolutely critical that industry and research are collaborating. We want to know what your needs are and how we can work together to get the most out of our shared interests and our common goals. Lastly, and perhaps on a bit of a romantic perspective, which I think is quite important, if you join the centre, you get to join our journey to do better, to dream bigger, and to create a sustainable society for current and future generations. So if you are interested in getting involved and are looking to develop a research project, or even just support research within the centre, we have people on hand to help. So specifically here we have the Holy Trinity, Emer Caslin, Aoife Brady, and Francesca Martini, who are willing and wholly capable to answer any questions you might have, to help you build ideas and relationships, and offer any support that you might need. So don't be afraid to get in touch with our brilliant research and business development team who are here to help you. So there you have it really. iCRAG2 is a new, exciting path for the centre, and it's paved with myriad opportunities for both researchers and industry, all heading in the direction of a sustainable, better world. So now that I've said my piece, we can move on to the fun bit. And up next, we have breakout rooms where we encourage you to come and interact with us and one another. So we'll be brainstorming ideas and discussing challenges, and most importantly, getting to know, albeit remotely, some of you. So you're free to join any session you wish from the ones listed here through the Sessions tab, which I believe is to the left of your screen. So from all of us here in iCRAG, thank you for attending the event today. I hope you're enjoying it, and hopefully we'll get to talk to some of you in the next couple of hours. And if not, I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.